Can you see a recording on the top left in the black bar that appears?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So you know that I'm recording. Yeah. Okay. All right. So
nice.
this is good. This is our pretty much like a video podcast, if you may. All right. Hey. Okay. I think today's topic. I think we have some prelude to what we're going to talk about today. All right. Thanks for making time. Welcome to Michael Chen Podcast. Okay, the mighty podcast in the world. And
I like the word mighty. Mike.
Oh yeah. Mighty as in strong.
No. You spell as Michael Mike. Mighty, not the mighty.
Not Mikey, but mighty. Yeah, correct. Mighty, something like that. Hey, you got a different background today. Somewhere, put up a curtains, painted your wall. Sorry, or is it a fake background?
No. You see, the other day I was the what do you call that? The other day I'm facing the wall.
Oh, okay.
Now I'm facing the boxes.
You are facing the boxes. Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Do you remember last month they have a lot of boxes behind
me?
Yeah.
In the empty room you stack up all the way to the ceiling. That's why
now I'm facing the boxes. So
you just switch. I see. Okay. So you're facing the wall right now. Okay. All right. Hey, let me ask you something. I was watching TED Talk, TEDcom, yeah, TED. That is something that you have recommended me years ago. I never knew that exists, So you were watching it way before I did, and I was so engrossed into it. And after a while, like a weeks of non-stop watching, because it's very addictive, I got tired and then I left. So last night I went back in, after many years. All right. There is this guy who is a well-known fingerstyle guitarist, Tommy Emmanuel to be exact. All right. Now people who plays fingerstyle will pay tribute to him. He's still alive, an Australian, very nice chap. All right. And in his entire half an hour presentations and entertainment, of course, he has his guitar with him. All right. What I have done last night was I pay attention to what he says rather than what he performs. I'm no longer interested in the way he plays his guitar. I'm more interested in the way he delivers and what he has to deliver. So I was listening very closely to every words. And there is one liner that he says as an advice, because he's talking to a group of people. He says, in order for you to do, not exact quote, that is the idea. In order for me to do well, it's because I am this word, fearless.
Fearless, okay.
And the next person that pops to my mind is you. It's true. The things you do, the size of your balls. I don't know whether you have more than 2 balls. I guess you have. All right. What are your views on fearless? It's true, Casey. You have taken you have taken many projects in the past.
Yes.
If I could remember, there were times you have designed a fortune bridge for a mall with the Singapore dollars, and the authority came and tear it down. Okay. Yeah. Some people can take it, as in some cases can take it, some cases cannot take it. What compels you to do it? I mean, fearless is one thing. So we know you have balls, all right? Why would you? What drives you to take on the challenge? Somehow you are treading in uncharted water. It's like, is it right? Is it wrong? But let's do it. It requires balls, right? Yeah, big balls, big heavy balls. What have driven you to do that?
Interesting, very interesting question. This is like I've done so many things, and right. I have so many questions asked to me. But this is the first time, actually. Really, this is really the first time that people will ask me, why am I fearless?
Right.
It is always I'm the one who tell people that be fearless. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm never questioned. So
Right.
it got me quite uh, taken aback, like, okay, so
Right.
now it's time for me to answer. How do I answer it?
Right. Ah, okay.
I guess by reading a lot helps.
Right. Okay.
Because I mean I read a lot about
Right.
how adventurers
Ah,
do their adventures.
right. Okay. All right.
How
Okay.
how the pioneer artists like
Right. Right.
Picasso's, you know, how they
Correct.
face circumstances and things
Right.
like that. And also movies. Movies also helps a lot by cultivating the mindset. So
Correct.
probably I will put the next word will be mindset.
Right.
We place
Okay.
it.
Right.
Okay, fear is not real.
All right.
Pain is real.
Right. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Correct.
So
Okay.
when we feel pain, right, we pinch
Right.
our that's
Right.
real.
Sure.
Fear is a created thing in a mindset.
Correct.
So
Okay.
when we get scared, right, in
Right.
circumstances,
Uh-huh.
you know,
Right.
we meet someone that we dislike. We have this jiggling feeling.
Right.
We meet someone that we like. We have the same feeling, but it
Right.
turns fear to love.
Right.
It's the same feeling.
Right. Okay.
I once wrote about this. It's quite interesting. Let me pick it up and show it to you. I'll text you the picture later.
Right. Uh-huh.
It's about, you see, in the battery. I
Right.
wrote this. In the battery, you have negative and positive power energy.
Yeah. Correct.
So I break it out and you open up and you see, what do you see? You see nothing.
Right.
You do not see energy.
Right.
Okay. Only science can pick up the negative energy and the positive energy.
Right.
But
Absolutely.
you like it or not, right?
Right.
How you have the battery work, you need
Mm-hmm.
the two energy.
Right. Okay.
It's a fact.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Correct.
Right.
So I would say that. So that is how I see plus as in positive as in good, negative as in bad.
Right.
Where do we
Okay.
want to focus?
Right.
So that's why I don't focus in fear, but I
Mm-hmm.
focus in results. But
I see. Okay. All
having
right.
said that,
Okay.
it's a very interesting topic. Many people will say, "Wow, Casey, you're so demand. You always push for results, and push for results, and push for
Mm-hmm.
results. You get people pissed." But
Right.
you see, a lot of people don't understand. When I say results, I didn't say you must always have good results. You must always do it and pass. No, no. When
Mm-hmm.
I say result is you just fuck it and get the things done. You just be a practitioner. You know.
Okay. Make progress at least, right? Yeah.
Exactly. That is
Making
result.
progress. Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct. Correct. But there are people who has, you see, there's a difference between um, courage and fearless, right?
Huh?
Okay. I would rank fearless above courage. All right. Uh, both are still the psychological thing, right? You can't really measure how much courage you have or how much fearless you have or how much fear you have. Um, Fearless is someone who knows the consequences and still execute it and still do it. Take, for example, the Japanese World War II fighter. They call the sacrifice.
Yeah.
There's a Japanese word for that. I don't know what word is that. You know, they know they are going on a death mission. They know. That is fearless. I won't say courage. Well, courage to me, I have not researched a lot into it. In my definition at this point, with a very limited knowledge, courage is something that I I do not quite know the result, but I hope positivity will come out of it.
Sure.
So I have the courage, right? But imagine you are the pilot. My gosh, you are on a death mission, just like the dollar fortune bridge or fortune tunnel you call it.
Correct.
Uh, it is it is you know the consequences. You definitely know the consequences, right? and you did it, you know. So that itself is remarkable. Whether we know the consequences, eventually it was taken out, you know, taken down. I don't know whether you're reprimanded or you went into a 1 week jail and you never told me about that. So that is a life lesson for anyone. I mean, if I were you, it's like, wow, it's a life lesson, and it's nothing bad. It's like you conquer that fear. You know, I think in order for one to create a breakthrough,
Right.
I think fearless is a very it's a very powerful motivation. Imagine the first man on the moon. Now we can argue whether it's a Russian is the first one or the American is the first one. They have no idea what is up there, Casey. It's not courage. Though. I think it's fearless. You know, so that's how I would rank fearless as, you know, it is above all, whether it's positivity, courage, self-confidence. I mean, all these are just subgroups of the big umbrella of fearless, right? So that is something that sparked off when I was watching him last night talking about a life of a one-man band. I mean, he plays the guitar so well that it sounds like a bass, it sounds like a lead guitar, it sounds like a percussion, it sounds like an entertainer, it sounds like a singer. All five, he simultaneously do it on stage when he play a few songs. It was jaw-dropping, jaw-dropping, yeah. So I was listening to his words, and I hope people catch it, you know, and tap onto it, you know. To be great is to be fearless. I think, you know, whether it's legal or illegal, is to be fearless, you know, right? So that is you know, a good thing that you've done. Uh-huh. Okay, good. You got a snapshot, right? Yeah, that's good. You can use that. You can use that as a video poster cover up. Yeah. So I know I text you something that we want to talk about today. Or oh yeah, the last call we had was on a Saturday, and we talked about the future of workspace, right? Yeah, in an environment like that, in future, how would people behave? How would people work? And I thought I text you something before that. Was there something I text you before that? Hmm. Okay. Okay, so I can't quite remember. Hey, okay, so uh, did I send you? I sent you a couple of YouTube videos. One of which is a flip book, right?
Yep.
Is it a flip book?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I thought it was quite interesting. The other one was a song illustrated by comics. Imagine, I think.
Yeah.
Imagine
That
the one
one I
from
saw.
London.
Yeah.
I thought those are brilliant ideas. Don't have to create a lot, but it's quite entertaining. I mean, the song is written by John Lennon. You know, the guy who did the cartooning definitely has already gotten content. You know, as a designer, it's important to have content to start. It's
Yeah.
always a content that is holding us up, right? So we have to go and dig and develop and research and interview and whatever, you know, to gather content. And he has a content, so he just play it up using his drawing skills, you know, and play up on the song. So I thought it was a brilliant idea. All right. And then also the flip book was quite interesting. He took upon himself to challenge the number of pages he have. So it's like from 500 to 900 to 1002. So his flip book was very fair, and it's about the dots. And it's not just nice looking though. It is again the storytelling we've been talking about. Oh, be a good storyteller. You know, be a good storyteller. So his dots is to influence the rest, right, towards the end.
Yeah.
To nice and joyful, and you see all the color balls dancing. So I mean, there's a take-home message, just a story, all right? Right. So that was, I said, oh gee, you know, let's talk about something that we can do, something as a not joint project usually, and I can do it with my, you know, a flip book, a song animated by. If cannot draw comics, just like the Imagine YouTube we saw, the video we saw, you know, people could use shapes to represent, to tell stories. A triangle, a circle, a square, right? Pretty much a very basic geometric shapes that the world has. So using the three shapes to tell a story about Imagine, so it can be quite interesting. Hey, how did the triangle or the prism globe come about? Did you
I
manage?
know apparently there is a group of people who
Yeah.
believe that the world is triangle. So like there are a group of people who believe that the world is flat, and also then another group of people who believe the world is square. But
Right.
I'm pretty sure they are not Singaporeans. Yeah. The reason
Okay.
is because Singaporeans are very well traveled.
Yeah, and they're very well conditioned in. I won't say taught, you know, they are well conditioned in school. Say, the world is round, you know, right? Yeah, because the teacher said so, right? How do you know the
Yeah.
world is round? Because Miss Tan says the world is round.
Yeah.
Hey, how do you know the world is round?
Yeah,
Teacher
because
said
Michael
so.
said, "Oh, Michael has a globe behind him," you know.
Yeah, correct. Oh, Michael have a round globe, so he must be right.
I'm pretty sure your balls are squares.
Yeah. Hey, how do you know? Yeah. Oh, funny.
No, it's okay. You see, we are designers, you know, Michael. We are both
Right.
designers,
Correct.
and content to us is basically a very big subject, and it will be
Right.
endless talk about this topic itself.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah,
what
absolutely.
when you say when you say creativity, you know,
Right. Right.
in my time of creativity, I was taught not to work on the uh, what I should work on is the content, but not the final work of how beautiful it
Right.
looks. The content is very important. The message across is very important. You know, like this to design a product that is so nice, but is either usable or is inspirational. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah. The
yeah,
the Bauhaus of form and functions,
yes. You know,
right?
like
Yeah, because yeah. Sorry.
when I share with people who say, do you know that Beatles the car, you know, in the 60s,
Ah,
right? When
right.
how does it came out by genius designers and stuff like that? No, it's by a teaser in an ad that, oh, we are going to give you a car as cute as a Beetle, you know, something like that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
there
Correct.
you got a Beetle, you know.
Right. Right.
It's that is a storytelling, that is
Yeah,
content.
yeah.
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 So
Okay. Uh-huh.
where a lot of creators today, designers
Mm,
today, um,
right.
you mentioned about let's say you mentioned about the song that is was making into animations and stuff, right?
Yeah. Imagine.
Yeah.
Yes.
To
Uh-huh.
me, right,
Right.
content is old. It's a very old content. Application
Yes, of course.
application anybody can do it.
Right.
It just
Uh-huh.
happened that that guy is the first one to do it.
Right.
So the next person the next
Uh-huh.
person to use the song "We Are the World," you know, to put into an animation exactly the same
Right.
is no more new.
Correct.
Is
Correct.
yeah.
Correct.
So
Right. Right.
so I see that you see you can copy a system, you can copy the way people do. You can't
Right.
copy a good story.
Right. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Okay.
you see the story is about the topic today is about the story, right? How do we
Right. Right.
tell a good story? How do we
Right.
build and or create
Mm-hmm.
a story where you owns you can inspire
Mm. 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 Mm.
uh,
Agree.
the person that started Earth Hour.
Ah, yeah.
I love
Yeah.
him.
I never understood how it works.
Exactly.
Right.
No, you see,
Uh huh.
he did the right thing. You know, by having
Mm.
this idea. Okay, if everybody would just not use electricity, the power for 1 hour, you can save so much, right?
Right.
But people took that content to use it as marketing.
Right.
They use it as a lot of advertising.
True.
At the end of the day, you have killed so much of the earth resources to prepare for that 1 hour break.
Yeah. I need 5 days of computer energy, electricity to develop the campaign, right?
1 hour work.
Say that, right.
So that
foolish, yeah, okay.
So you
or
see,
silly.
It's not a balance of understanding the story and getting the right message across.
Correct.
Okay, yeah, there's a lot of gray areas. You know, there are a lot of gray areas.
Right. Okay.
Tell me what you can tell me about storytelling.
Okay. Actually, storytelling, Casey. When I apply storytelling on my creative projects, whether it's a logo, is a exhibition booth I'm designing, or whether it's a TV campaign or a radio campaign, right? To really tell a story great, all right, is to wear two hats. The first hat is the storyteller himself. All right, I am telling the story. I create the story. I tell the story. Now, after the story is told, of course, before this is rolled out, even to the client, all right, I would imagine Michael is telling me the story. So I play the receiving end of the story. Now, without a doubt, and you would agree with me, a storyteller first tell the story. He knows the contextual in his head. He can paint the background, the set. He can paint the character. He can feel the character. All right. He knows the story. Whereas on the recipient, it's a very different story. They have no contextual. Let's say a man walked into the river and drowned himself. Now you have no contextual how this man looked like, where did this happen, when did it happen, and why did it happen, right? So to be a good designer, to be a good creative person, right, is a person that can translate not just the idea, but the contextual that helps the audience to understand. So that is very important. That is a part that I use in my design. If I put a brochure in your hand, if I put a ticket you bought for a show in your hand, all right, what information will go into this small little, the ticket size will be just like that, right? Hold in your hand. It's very finite, very small space, all right? What do you put in there that can help people other than an emission going in? How useful could this be? I think that is where I'm coming from, you the contextual of it, right? So perhaps I will design a ticket whereby if you bought a show, let's say the show is called Fearless, maybe on the back of it, and they are printing this in thousands anyway, all right? It could be a synopsis of the story, a prelude to the story. Yeah. And then direct by maybe 2 or 3 main cast. And then give me an idea of, this show will last for an hour, something like that. So there's some contextual, let's say, rather than buy, throw, right? So I think contextual to me is very important. Take for example, somebody who design an ad, a print ad. It's more challenging, right? TV commercial, you see sequence of things moving, you can see contextual. But sometimes after seeing a TV commercials, man, even I as a creative person, I have no idea what is going on. Because even though it shows you, this man walked into the river, but still after watching it, I saw a man walk into the river, so what? So the creative person who executed this TV commercial has failed, all right, to see it from the viewer's point of view. All right, so that becomes a feeling, a campaign.
Right.
All right, so like back to the ticket thing, then you would decide, or I would decide, to advise my client what goes into it. Then once I have 1, 2, 3 things that goes into it, I would tell the client, I need this content from you because you know the story, or you know the price, or you know the whatever information that you deem as a designer that's important. All right, have to go on to that surface of that small little ticket stuff. So I think this is storytelling. It has some contextual, making it useful. So in my work environment for, I don't know, I'm still new in the creative line. I'm only like 3 years old. Yeah. Did I miss out a zero? But zero has no value anyway. Yeah, your math teacher will tell you so. Um, it's important to see that. That's how I would nurture and massage my concept and my ideas. All right, and then present it to my client. So I'm able, once I have that, yeah, this is how audience will see. I can predict what are some of the questions that client will ask. Many a times we stand in front of a client, we show our option A, wow, we felt it was the greatest. Then option B, a contrast. We know that the client won't pick that, It's always that strategy, right? One good and one bad. But sometimes when the client agrees with you, yeah, let's go for option one, is very good. But why do you pick red? Oh, we have no idea. We were so caught up with our own views. We grabbed red because red appears in the Adobe Illustrator. The orange wasn't there. I'm too lazy to create the orange, right? For convenience, to get our ideas out. But when idea is not thought through, like, oh, how would my client see if I use red? So that part of the reflection, after you've done your storytelling, you look at it and says, what is it like from an audience point of view? All right. Then the story would take a more meaningful and deeper, level of, clarity and understanding. Yeah. So that is a formula that I've been using, for most of my projects. I wouldn't say all. Smaller budget projects, I will just put on my usual creative hat. No brainer. Let's throw in a circle. Everybody likes a circle. Your logo, if it's a circle, you can't go wrong. If it's a triangle, you are taking a bit of risk. Okay, let's give him a circle. Yeah. So there are some pre-mentor solutions or graphics or the final formulas. So those low budgets one deserve that kind of design. Well, most of my projects are high budget. I put in the extra layer of storytelling. At this point, yeah, to into my design process. Yeah, so that's how I do it. Correct. So in order to be a good storyteller, Casey, uh, doing video is the best way of fine-tuning storytelling details. Right. It's like, my gosh, it's really because you're seeing things in sequence, one after the other, one after the other. But still, keeping in mind that how the audience will look at the final video is very important. How we see, we know the final. We always say, we start with a finish in mind. Yes, true, correct. But during the process, it's actually for the audience all the way to the end. Right.
I agree with that.
Right. Yeah. So this is storytelling to me. Right. Yeah. Correct. Yeah.
Interesting. Recently, I have a new client that I was inquiring some about social media marketing. Okay. Interestingly, where I don't mind talking about this here.
Right.
This client is not a supermarket or generally
Uh-huh.
provision shop or whatever. But they are
Right.
doing a
They are what?
funeral casket.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. A funeral
So,
parlor. Yeah. Okay.
yeah. Funeral
It's
parlor.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is interesting in a way that then like me and my friend was like looking at them was like social media. It's like
Yeah.
nobody will post, hey, my dad is dead, no, see, look at the photo, I tag myself there, it's like you don't do that, you don't
Okay.
want to remind yourself like 5 years later, oh, remember, we precious your memory, your dad passed away 5 years ago, that kind of
Right.
people don't do this style of thing, or
But
people don't come to the funeral and take a picture in the
see.
scene and tag them.
Right. Right. But
So
yeah.
you see,
Uh-huh.
we had to put a very interesting story to target, to focus, to
Okay.
tell a story
All right.
for him, because he's paying the dollar to want to be
Okay.
in social media.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So you
I
see,
got a great idea for you, right?
but you see where I'm coming from, right? It's like it's so important to tell a story.
Of course.
But
Of
yet,
course.
right?
Yeah.
Yet, you see, so the point is not about my client. The point is
Right.
not about my client. The point is today when you get into especially now we are having this circuit breaker. Today when you
Right.
get into social media, you just
Right.
get into it.
Right.
Now you see, 80% are bad news.
Okay. Right.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and within the 80%, they curse, they swear, they complain. You see.
Right.
So my point is this: when we tell a story,
Right.
why don't we choose? So there's a choice, you see. Why
Right.
don't we choose
Right.
80% to be a good story?
Right.
Instead of complaining about your life in the circuit breaker, why don't you share about what can you do to be nice?
Right. Right. Right.
You see,
Agree. Agree.
instead of
Uh-huh.
complaining about looking at the dormitory poor Bangladesh or the Indians,
Right.
like
Right. 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 Uh-huh.
how they put the numbers high up. Why
Right.
don't we have more compassion, telling
Mm-hmm.
the story of, hey, they are working for us. So
Mm-hmm.
this is, so you see, being human, right? We are
Mm-hmm.
basically quite negative in story perspective.
Yeah, I think human are quick to judge. I think that is
Okay.
that is one problem. But Lee Hsien Loong, Facebook, all right, I subscribe to his Facebook. He has been addressing a lot on this C19 lately. He did mention about foreign workers, all these construction foreign workers are nation builders. I mean, they have given their sweat and blood to build the nation
Yeah.
over the years.
Agree with that.
So I mean, he's okay lah. I mean, he said I'm politically correct lah. Hey, coming back to the client thing, just on the client, you
Yeah.
said he is running a funeral parlor or a
Yeah.
funeral director, right? I remember having this conversation with you many years ago, Casey. If Facebook is 20 years old, I do not know how old Facebook is, or 10 years old, or 15 years old. I remember not too long after the Facebook was launched, you and I could be seated down in a cafe, and I was telling you about, hey, why don't we do a deaf book? Instead of Facebook
Yeah.
is
I
a deaf
remember that.
book. It's a it's like Facebook, but it's a deaf book. So fast forward to what ideas and whatever some it's very sketchy. I don't quite remember. Is that hey, people can go to Qingming without going to the graveyard or the columbarium, right? They can open to their Facebook and then their parents' picture is there, and you can drag joysticks and I mean depending on your beliefs in respecting the dead. You might drag or you might put flowers in front of the portrait of the deceased, and then observe like a 1 minute of silence on in front of a laptop or in front of a handphone. You can do it, right? Or go into a conference call, like the whole family comes in there, and then right. So that is therefore, and people can look up. Oh, who's and who's dad, is it still around, or mom is still around? You can go and search just like you would do, no different from the Facebook we are using today. What we call it deaf book, basically, right? So that is where your client will place his ads, right? He owns that website, all right? Correct. All right. Yeah. So you don't have to give too much of a morbid, very sad thing in your ad on the Facebook. You may just have one liner, but brings you to death book. You know, so you can have a quotations that says death is the beginning of a new journey. Nice quote. You click, it goes to the death book. Then that's where you do your search. So it's up to people whether when you upload, it goes public or it goes private. Just like Facebook, you tag it, and that's where your ad space would be.
Michael.
So all you need is one liner in Facebook, and it costs you like 30 cents. That's all.
Michael.
Right.
If there is a death book, right, your name and my name will be the very popular search there. They want to see whether we buy.
Yeah, the Chan's brothers of all graveyards.
Oh, Michael haven't done yet.
No, see, alive and kicking. See, a GIF animation, right? Yeah.
I like the idea.
When the person, Casey, when the person is dead, let's say you click, is this person dead, right? So my GIF animation, your GIF animation will say it's like that. If it's not dead, it's like that. So anyway, I'm just a thought, lah. Yeah.
I guess 15 years ago, technology won't be so high, right?
So it is a very simple feature social media platform. Now it's evolved into I can buy things on Facebook. I can do messaging on Facebook. I can do video streaming, live streaming on Facebook. I can post video. Facebook has become like all in one platform. I mean, Facebook is just one of many. So, people are using Instagram, so on and so forth. Correct. So you don't really have to help your client advertise on Facebook. You still advertise on other platform with very nice code. So it doesn't look like, oh my gosh, it's a funeral thing. I don't want to be associated. But a very nice code, right? Yeah. And that would lead you to their website, their dev book. I won't say that Facebook.
Right. And the dev book, you have an AI reply when you message to the dead people, right?
Yeah, why not? Why not? There is you see, Casey, serious. There is a website. You try to go into god.com, something like that, and then there is or ask God. So there is a blank space there for you to type in. You're writing to God actually. All right. Very generic lah. God. They say what is death like? Okay. To put it into a very simple context for you to understand, you ask Siri anything, you will have an answer. All right. Siri, where can I buy char kway teow? Yeah. Check with Google or these are some restaurant near you. The answer will come back. Or very simple, humorous. Why do you like char kway teow? It answer you by a question, and then you continue the conversation. Or because it's sweet. What level of sweetness do you want? No ending. God is talking to you that way.
Yeah.
And not so finite. Oh, you must go to Payo Lorong 5 and get your char kway teow. You are just having a conversation with God. The idea is to engage you and not give you an answer. You say, oh, thank God, I got the answer. I leave now, right? So, why do you like char kway teow? You see, you engage, right? Correct? The answer is, why do you like char kway teow? They say, I like because it's sweet, because it's a black sauce. And what level of sweetness do you like? Yeah. I say, I want 5%.
I like it. I like it.
What else do you want? What else do you want in your char kway teow? I didn't say taugeh because I have no idea what is taugeh, right? What else? It's a very generic answer. What else do you like in your char kway teow? Yeah. It's quite interesting. So you are actually chatting with God online.
Yeah.
So I thought it was, yeah. So that was quite some time ago. Yeah. I think it's Ask God or God.com or something like that. Yeah, correct. So those are artificial intelligence, because you mentioned AI. Is the artificial intelligence. Just like Siri is artificial intelligence. but it's backed up by the network of knowledge in the World Wide Web, lah. Correct. Yeah. So that's how Siri works. So yeah, Siri is very interesting. I mean, you talk to Siri. Hey Siri, tell me a joke. Same thing, right? Tell me a joke. When they hear the word joke and tell, you search database, right? You pop up the first one, and all these are always random, right? Yeah. So Siri can tell you a joke. Sometimes can be quite funny,
Stupid
Right.
jokes.
Yeah, silly. Yeah, that's why I call it silly and not Siri.
Today's
Silly.
topic is very interesting. You talk about the storytelling and you talk about fearless. I also want to. I want. If you ask me, I want to part with this thing about fearless, right?
Right.
It's quite interesting thought to do.
Mm.
Anything that I do that it will not kill me,
Okay.
that's
Right.
fearless to me.
Right.
And
Okay.
anything that doesn't take away my life,
Uh-huh.
but I didn't say pain. It may be painful.
Right.
It's
Right.
like climbing a mountain.
Right.
It's painful. It's painful.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah.
Or it's very high. Yeah, very high. Okay. And then you would somehow, you see, climbing the mountain is very high, it's painful, it's exhausting.
Yeah.
That requires courage.
Courage.
Okay?
Yes.
Climbing the mountain, same thing, very high. I may fall to my death.
Mm.
That is fearless.
Mm.
You see the clarity there? That's how I define the two, right?
Totally agree.
Right. Falling down is, you have to be fearless. Tired, perseverance to go up, very high, less oxygen to breathe. That is courage.
So you have to weigh, right? You have to weigh that if, let's say, you give me a choice now, okay,
Right.
to do
Right.
it, not to do it.
Right.
If you talk about creative project wise, as
Right.
long as it does not take away my life, But when you
Right.
take away my
Yeah,
life,
yeah.
right, it may also you may also want to consider, right? I left with only $1,000. Okay,
Right.
if I do not have that $1,000, I'm dead. Okay, but my
Right.
project will cost me $1,000.
And making a wise choice, right? Yeah.
Then I would say no, I can't do that project because I need that $1,000 to stay alive. Yeah.
Right.
So you see, so
Right.
but and also to many people, fearless is a big word. Okay, but I read somewhere what I'm doing to myself too. When you do something difficult every day, long enough,
Okay.
it becomes easy.
Right. Right.
That is how
Right.
it came to me that everything I do is seems fearless to everybody else, but to me it has become a norm, a normal thing.
Yeah. Correct. Yeah. Okay. So we have spoken for about 45 minutes.
That's quick. That's very fast.
I know. There is a good way to to spend the time, copy time. Maybe we should give ourselves a title to this talk show, if you may. I don't know. Think of a nice title.
CCB talk show.
What's that?
CCB talk show.
Oh, okay. Continuous circuit breaker. Is that correct?
We'll think of a name for this, definitely. Can I show you? I'm going to paint something. I'm going to show you my painting before we lock up, okay?
Sure. Wow.
This is my new top painting.
Wow. Okay. Right. Okay. All right. Okay.
Now, it's a...
So when the question is, when do you use this? When you start scratching your backside.
You see, so a lot of things comes about, right? A lot of people will think that, oh, I just changed the name to that upikao, right, into ichi backside. But a lot of people don't look at the story behind it. This cream is to take away itch.
Right. Correct.
So to use a form of itchy backside is
right.
about you feeling itchy, but you are restless, you are better nothing to do.
Correct.
So the form of there's a lot of layers to creativity that
Right,
a lot
right,
of young creators don't understand today.
right, right.
Campbell soup
Okay.
is not just what Andy Warhol thinks that it's a soup to put out onto the canvas.
Correct.
It's not.
Yeah, just like my interpretation, if you ask me, hey Mike, I have paint. Casey says he has painted the Mopico.
Yeah.
All right. During this circuit breaker, is to tell people, hey, just control your behavior. If you cannot control, use this cream, something like that, right?
Yeah, maybe,
Right.
yeah.
So for me, my interpretation would be if I use Andy Warhol that Campbell soup silk screen, I would replace the Campbell soup with glue. Just stay put. So you
Yeah.
stick one location, something like that. I mean, you understand straight away. Right. So that is probably the storytelling part, lah. So I don't know. Yeah, just a thought. Yeah,
Yeah.
correct. Or
So
masking tape or what have you. Yeah.
you think
Right.
of the next topic next time, all right?
I thought it's your turn to think of the topic. Yeah.
Okay, I'll think of it. So
Yeah, think of anything. Correct. And be impromptu, lah. You don't have to send me in way before. It can be on that moment, 11 o'clock. Our show goes live, and you say, "Hey, Michael, what do you think of, gangbang? Something like that." Yeah. Hey, it's your favorite topic. Yeah. Most likely, you will be answering your own question.
I have to show you examples. I'll see you tomorrow at 11, right?
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Hey, the video will be on the chat history. Okay.
I will look for it. If I can't look for it, I'll call you. All right.
Okay. Sure. Bye. I don't
Thank
even
you,
know how
Mike.
to end.